All right, so now we are getting into the 3D shapes. So usually when I'm teaching this in class, my kids always have heart attacks over trying to draw these figures. So hopefully, if you're at home, you'll have more time to get it done. But please don't stress about how perfect your true shapes look. All right, so nets was kind of our introduction so that you could see all the sides, because sometimes when you have a 3D shape, it's hard for you to visualize what's on that back side. So hopefully with the nets, you were able to get some practice with seeing those other sides, because now it's going to be a 3D shape, so it's not going to be laid out all flat for you. So let's try one and see what you think. All right, here we go. We got to draw our shapes. All right, so this is a rectangular prism, kind of like a gift box. The dotted lines are the back sides that you can't really see right now. So this is the front, this is the side, this is the top. That's all you can really see. But I drew in the dotted lines to kind of help you visualize what's really going on that back side. All right, let me give you some measurements. All right, so still nothing has changed. We have to find the area of every single side and then add them all together, okay? You just don't have everything laid out nicely and flat for you now, so it takes a little bit more thinking. But remember, rectangular prism, everything has a match, okay? So like this front side has a match and it's back here. This side has a match and it's over here. The top has a match to the bottom. So the sides that you can't see, yes, you can't see them, but they match the ones that you can see, so it should be okay. So let's start with the front. And to me, this right here is the front, okay? This front rectangle right here. So since it's a rectangle, it's got to be length times width. So what are the length and width of this rectangle right here? Well, obviously 11. And then this short side. Well, this isn't numbered, but it is over here. So the short side is 2. So I'm doing 11 times 2, and I get 22. Okay? Now, pay attention to what I do. I'm going to put another 22 because remember, it has a match. Okay? So I'm going to circle or box in both of these. Okay? All I did was found this one. It was 22 because 11 times 2. But it's the front, so it has a match of the back. Okay? All right, let's try the side. Okay? This side rectangle. Okay? 6 over here. And then what's the other measurement? What's that short side? And they know that short side has to be 2, which would be 12. Remember, I'm not dividing by 2 because it's not a triangle. But then remember, this side has a match over here, so I'm going to put it again. Okay? All right, and then last I have the top. Okay? The top is right here, okay, which will be this long side, which is 11, and then this long side, which is 6, which would be 66. And once again, it has a match, so I'm going to put 2 of them. And then your last step is to always add everything up. So I'm going to add up 22, 22, 12, 12, 66, and 66. I'm going to add all those up, and I'm 100% going to use my calculator for that. And let's see what we get. We get 200. So my total surface area is 200 centimeters squared. Okay. All right, let's try another one. Hopefully that wasn't too difficult. All right. Next one. All right, so this is still going to be a rectangular prism. It's just going to be like a tall, skinny one. Okay. All right. Tall, skinny rectangular prism this time. Okay, so we're going to say this is 5. Say this is 4. I'm going to say this is 15. All right, same thing as before. Find the area of every single side and then add them together. Another thing you might want to do is think about how many sides this shape has. How many faces does it have? Well, it's got 6 faces, a top, a bottom, a front, a back, and a side and a side. Okay, so I'm saying that because like when we were up here, there's 6 faces. That means I should be adding together 6 numbers. If you're making sure you're not leaving anything off when you do that final step of adding them together. All right, so once again, it doesn't matter where you start. We'll start at the front. So the front is this tall rectangle right here. Okay, so the base or the length right here is 5. And then this length right here is 15. So when I do 5 times 15, I get 75. And remember, there's 2 of them. There's a front and a back. So I'm going to put 2 of them. Okay. Okay, let's do the side. Okay, the side would be over here. I can see this length is 4. Well, the other side would be this tall one. Well, what was the length of the tall side? Well, hopefully you remember that it was 15. So if I do 4 times 15, I get 60. Remember, there's 2 of them. There's 2 sides, left and a right. And now how the left is the top of the bottom. Since the bottom is labeled, well, I did the top of the other one, so we'll stick with top. Okay, so remember, the top is up here, obviously. I'm gonna look right here because these are the same numbers. So this line right here, what does it measure? Well, it tells me down here that this line measures 5. And then this is the other side, and it measures 4. So that would be 20. And yes, the top has a bottom, so that would be another 20. And like I said, when we started this, it's got 6 faces, so let's make sure we have 6 sides, which I do. I've got 6 numbers that can be added up. So if I add up all those numbers, let's see what we get. 310. All right. Very good. All right, one more. All right, this is going to be a triangular prism. All right, there's our triangular prism. It's like those Toblerone candy bars. All right, let me give you your measurements. So we've got 4, 5, 12, and then back here. All right, so remember, now that we have triangles, we got to deal with that height. Okay, so not the slanted lines. That's why this dotted line is drawn in right here, is to show you the height of that triangle. All right, so let's think about it for a second. How many sides do I have? Well, I've got this front side over here, which means it's got a back, so that's 2. This front and this back, that's 2, and then the bottom. Now the bottom does not have a match. So this is the first time that we have a side that doesn't have a match. So I won't have to double it that time. I'll just have to do that one number. So there's 5 sides to this shape. So it tells me at the end that I'm going to be adding together 5 numbers. Okay? Let's start with my triangles. Okay? So my triangles, I'll look at this one back here. There's my chair. Okay? So this is my base. This is what my chair is sitting on. Well, what's the length of this little side right here? And if I look up here, it tells me the length of this is going to be 4. The height of my triangle is 3, which gives me 12, but I have to divide by 2 because it's a triangle, so I get 6. Does the triangle have a match? Yes, the triangle has a match, so I'm going to put 2 of them. Okay. Let's move on to the sides. Okay. The sides will be these rectangles right here. Okay. So the length of this one right here is 12. The length of this side, it doesn't tell me right here because remember that 3 goes with the height. So I got to figure out what is the length of this slanted side right here. If I look right here, it tells me that the slanted side is going to be 5. 12 times 5 is 60, and there's 2 of them because there's a left and a right side. Okay, now all I have left is the bottom. Okay, the bottom is this rectangle right here that it's sitting on. So that would be 4 because it's this side, and then this long side right here is 12, which would be 48. Now remember, this one doesn't have a match because it's a pyramid, not a prism. So it does not, sorry, it's still a prism, but it's a triangular prism, so therefore it doesn't really have a match. So let's add these up and let's see what we get. So 169. All right. So that's how you do it when it's a 3D shape. You do the exact same thing. You just have to make sure that you get every single side. Now this is not laid out flatly and nice for you. You do have to make sure you get all those sides because it's not easily to identify. Okay.